that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Daredevil, Born Again, episode 4 comes out tonight. Of course, keep your eyes open. I'm going to be doing a post-game show on Daredevil episode 4 about an hour or two after it airs tonight. So keep your guys' eyes open on the channel for that. But we're already talking about season 2 because as they made a big deal about, they've actually already not only greenlit season 2, they're shooting season 2 right now. And bucking the trend of streaming shows where you got to wait 2 or 3 years in between seasons, Marvel is saying you're going to get a Daredevil season every year until they cancel it, that is. And they're already making Daredevil season 2. And now the whispers are going around about what may be one of the key plot points of season 2. Kingpin is going to be putting together an anti-vigilante task force. And to combat that, some internet rumor scoopers, and you do have to take this with a grain of salt. This is one's going to be filed under, the rumor mill. So file this story under the rumor mill. I love
rumors.
and we always ask 2 questions when we're talking about a rumor mill topic. Number 1, what is the likelihood of it being valid? And then number 2, if it was valid, what would we think about it? Well, here's the Twitter kind of rumors that are going around. This comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Wrote the following. According to the report, season 2 of Born Again will focus on him Daredevil recruiting a team to take on Fisk's anti-vigilante task force. Will the Defenders reform? We have heard that at least one other member will appear in season 2, but we can't see the exact same lineup, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist, making up this new team. The likes of Elektra, Misty Knight, and Colleen Wing, loved her, are also possibilities, but this would give Marvel the perfect opportunity to introduce some new street-level heroes that we haven't seen in live action before now. Okay, let us address the 2 rumor mill questions. Number 1, the validity. I'm 50-50 on it, actually. A lot of the times these rumor mill topics come up and I'll go, I don't buy it, but this one I think is 50-50. As Comic Book Movie pointed out, there have already been whispers that they're going to be looking at bringing some other Netflix characters, maybe a Jessica Jones, maybe a Luke Cage, although Mike Coulter sounded pretty definitive that he wasn't going to come back, but that's a possibility. Even the dude who played Iron Fist, even he, remember last year, he kind of put out some social media posts that made it kind of maybe sound like he'd be returning.
A little bit, yeah.
Who knows? But the idea of him putting together a team and street level stuff like that. And again, it's not just the Defenders lineup. Like they pointed out, Misty Knight was a character they were very big on. Elektra is somebody everybody's waiting to see if they come back. Although isn't she busy starring in The Cleaning Lady or something? Yeah. Whatever that is. And Colleen Wing. Everybody loves her. So I will go 50-50 on the validity of this, to be honest with you, because I mean, a season 2 of Daredevil where it's like a new version of the Defenders taking on whoever is in Kingpin's anti-vigilante task force, because that'll be made up of a bunch of pretty cool characters too. That sounds appealing. All right. So let's move on to question 2. Let's assume for a second that the reports and the rumors are true. If it is true, I kind of love it. Just through 3 episodes, I can already tell this team knows how to make good drama. I'm not worried about the drama now. If we were talking before Daredevil Born Again season 1 had started, I'd be saying, it just sounds like you just want more pop, bang, boom, fighting and like not have your drama nailed down. But through the first 3 episodes, they know how to handle their drama. Episode 3, chef's kiss. So if they can continue to have that and bring in like Team Kingpin versus Team Daredevil and introduce that aspect as well, mark me down for it. I'd be totally for it. Again, 50-50 on whether this is true, but I'm totally down for it. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Indeed. Okay, so you just realized your business needed to hire somebody like yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for the right candidates so you can reach the best talent faster. And it works. Indeed's data shows that sponsored jobs get 45% more application than non-sponsored jobs. The thing I'm impressed most with Indeed is how fast it makes hiring. When I was looking to hire somebody for the John Campea Show, the process felt slow and overwhelming. I hate it. I wish I had used Indeed. And you want to know how fast Indeed is? In just the minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed worldwide. So don't wait. Speed up your hiring now with Indeed. And for listeners of this show, you get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/Campea. Just go to Indeed.com/Campea and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed here. That's Indeed.com/Campea. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. Chris, rumor is season 2 is going to focus on Daredevil's anti-vigilante group and Daredevil kind of putting together his own new version of the Defenders. Do you buy the rumor? And if it's real, would you like it?
Oh, I buy the rumor completely. It's so plausible of, yeah, he's already talked about how he doesn't want vigilantes on his street. The last episode made that pretty clear that other people feel the same. I feel like that's a very, very likely plot line for them to go down. And I do like the idea of him reassembling some form of the Defenders. I really would like to have Jessica Jones in there. I really love her. I loved that show. I think season 1 of that show was phenomenal. And it'd be really cool to have some other people back in there. Colleen Wing, namely. I love her. And then, yeah, you could absolutely introduce some other characters in there as well. I just hope they don't go too fast, too furious and give us like a whole bunch of people all at once.
Yeah.
If it is returning with our friends here, that'd be great. Finn Jones, let's get him a little bit of redemption because, again, that show was not his fault.
Was not his fault.
Tried his
Nope,
best.
not at all.
You don't give fight choreography less than, a week when someone's supposed to be the greatest martial arts master of all time. Ugh. But I think as long as it was either our returning friends, it wouldn't be too overwhelming, or if we had a buildup of assembling this team, so it's not just, hey, here are like 7 new people, care about them immediately. As long as it happens organically, I think it'd be a really fun thing.
By the way, I just want to address this quick. One of our viewers, Wallcroft, is saying in the live chat, Moon Knight actually would slap, but no way can they afford Oscar Isaac. How expensive do you think Oscar Isaac is? Yeah. Like what, outside of Star Wars, what billion-dollar franchise has he led? I think Oscar Isaac is an Academy-level actor. But let's not fool ourselves in thinking he's one of the higher priced actors in that. So, and by the way, it's Marvel. You don't think Marvel can afford Oscar Isaac?
They have.
They actually, as a matter of fact, they have afforded Oscar Isaac.
They have, and they will again.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem for them.
It's like that line in Casino Royale, do we look like we need the money?
Do we look like we need the money?
They screwed up Moon Knight so bad, but bringing him back to New York and going back to the original Moon Knight incarnation that Doug mentioned, Bill Sienkiewicz drew, would be a perfect way to reimagine the character.
Would Moon Knight not be a little outside the lines for this kind of a show? Like, isn't he a little OP for something like this?
But that's the thing. They ruined him in the TV show. In the original Moon Knight is basically Batman. He's just a rich guy he's a soldier, a former soldier that put on a suit. He had no actual mystical powers, which is too bad because the original Moon Knight run, the first 30 issues, are great, and he would have fit. He appeared with Daredevil, could have fit right in.
He had the split personalities though, didn't he?
Well, that was brought in later. He was mentally ill. He was Stephen Grant, rich guy. He was Mark Spector, who was the original mercenary. He was Jake Lockley, cab driver, and he was Moon Knight. All that stuff they did in the Moon Knight TV series, that was all recent additions to the mythology, which I hated.
Listen, if they wanted to bring in Moon Knight and say that Khonshu could resurrect Stick and then have Stick in it, then you got me. That's a deal I'm willing to take at that point, because I would love to have Stick back in this somehow.
Moon Knight would fit right in.
Ultimately, the two questions about the rumor are, number one, how feasible does this actually sound? Do you think it's believable? And then number two, for argument's sake, if it is true, would you like it?
Well, one, I think it is totally plausible because they've already introduced these are other street level or characters, and people like them. Like I have my man crush on Mike Coulter. He went on to do the TV series Evil, where he played a Catholic priest.
He's done very
believe it
well
or not.
for him.
Really liked Evil a lot, even though it's wacky. But I like the show, and I like him as an actor. And I love, as Chris said, Jessica Jones. I thought the first season of Jessica Jones was terrific. Finn does need a little bit of a redemption, but these characters are already well established in this universe. And, they work well together. And I think that ensemble as part of a larger storyline would be pretty great. They don't have to just, it's not like in Reacher season 2, they gave him a team. They brought his team together. I like when they bring teams together. It's always fun. And you don't have to do it for the whole season, but to knock some heads over
that's
one
true.
or two episodes, it doesn't have to be a season-long arc. But if you need some extra help, a little extra muscle, why not call in your friends?
All right, guys. The question is for you. The two questions, really, about the rumor mill are, number one, do you buy into this that one of the big story points for season 2 is going to be Daredevil assembling his own, maybe new, updated version of the Defenders? But the second question is, put aside the believability. If it were true, would you like that idea? Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.